I'm Chief Marketing Officer for a company called the Glimpse Group. We are a US company, NASDAQ listed, pretty much the biggest independent immersive technology software and services company that is in the market at the moment. And we have an ecosystem of subsidiaries. One of those subsidiaries is Foretell Reality, who worked with Dr. Ashley Marks and his team to bring this project to life. So obviously, if we're talking about this, you actually need to see what it is. This is a super quick video that I'm going to run you through. So basically, secure login, choose your avatar, which is Ready Player Me avatars. Then you have hosted, and you can have presentations. You can chuck a ball around, draw on the wall, whatever you want to do. One-to-one conversations, interesting environments as you'd expect, and also the ability to record as well. So you can record the sessions, then potentially watch yourselves back and see how you've reacted. So that's the platform itself. Now, to hear about how it's actually been implemented and all the things that have come out of that, which I think is the most interesting part, let's face it, I'll hand it over to Dr. Ashley Marks.
I'm the Medical Director of Pediatric Neuro-Oncology at Yale University. I'm also the Director of the Adolescent and Young Adult Oncology Clinic. You know, it's really hard to cure cancer. I think that goes without saying, but we knew that there were some things that we could easily do. And improving psychosocial care of these patients was that. And so I thought it was easy. You know, we get some support groups together. There's great evidence out there that support groups actually improve psychological welfare in these patients and ultimately can potentially improve overall outcomes. So I thought it'd be easy to do. What we found, however, is that patients did not want to come to the groups. They expressed desire, but when you ask them to come back to the hospital after hours, you know, back to a place that they associate with chemotherapy and bad news and just overall terribleness, they're not going to do it. So we had a situation where our attendance rates on these groups were zero. We came across VR. This was several years ago. This was around the time that the Quest was just getting up and going. It was clear that we're going to have a tether-free device that was reasonably affordable. So it was really exciting. Software, James did a great job of going through why we chose Foretell. You know, there are plenty of options out there, but we really needed security. We needed a peer-to-peer, end-to-end solution. We needed a company that was going to work with us to customize the experience for what we felt our patients needed and what our patients said that they needed. So my real goal with this trial was just to show that patients would show up, just to show that we could get them online, they could understand how to use the headsets. It was easy, but we wanted to be a little bit more ambitious, and we wanted to look at outcomes. You know, can we show improved depression? Can we show improved anxiety? And that's what we did with these PROMISE measurements. These are really kind of quick 10, 12 question surveys. I think the first 10 minutes of these sessions was one of my favorites. So you had these two teenage boys in the virtual room, in their headgear, with their touch controls, and they're alone in a room. And I was like, oh, this is really interesting. You know, what do adolescent boys do when they're alone in a room together? It's just the two of them and they don't know each other. They know each other, right? Like, it's awkward. Teenage boys are so awkward. And so what I noticed is these guys, you can tell from the body language, they're kind of fidgeting their thumbs. You can see the avatar's hands kind of moving around, and you can see they're not looking at each other. They're just kind of looking down at their hands. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, they really think they're in the same room together. So that was really exciting. So we do what scientists do, and we start crunching the results now that we're done this initial trial. This is the real impressive, exciting number, this overall 72.7% attendance rate overall. That's huge. We went from 0 to 72% attendance. So in my mind, that worked. That's the result I really wanted. And really exciting is when we have started crunching the numbers for our anxiety, depression, and resilience, we are seeing significant improvements in resilience. And when I say significant improvements, I mean scientifically significant. P's less than, I think we're down to like less than 0.002. So really nice p-values here, and we're really looking forward to publishing this data. We've got great opportunities moving forward. We are already moving this into other cancer populations, and really exciting, we have this now in our Yale Transgender Clinic, working with transgender patients, really letting them kind of go to town on the avatars to be represented the way that they feel is their most authentic self.
I think it's such an interesting area, and I think, you know, the opportunities are huge. I think to your point, it's more the challenge of how you integrate it within the healthcare industry. A big part of this as well, this is like an initial project, quite contained. It's like, well, if you wanted to roll this out, you know, suddenly you've got to have the content, make sure you've got the latest versions, you've got to manage headsets, you've got to have all this sort of MDM piece. So I think, I think the opportunity's there. Everyone kind of gets it. It's just then how you implement it. When it becomes more, enterprise ready in a healthcare environment and easy, that's just gonna, the results like this just make it a no-brainer. But it's like, but how do I do it? So you've got to overcome that, and that's the opportunity really, making it, easy to deploy and easy to manage and easy to measure.
My dream is for us to be the first medical system that has virtual reality-based care. It's a haul. It's a long haul, and as XR becomes more mainstream, that cost of entry is going to go down, and by cost I mean time and effort, and I think it's inevitable, and I think we're all kind of scrambling to do it right and do it first and do it effectively.